Making sacrifices. What's up, ladies and gents, it's Cyberland coming back to you with another educational video, and this time we're going to be talking about sacrifice. With anything that you want, with anything that you're willing to achieve, there has to be some type of sacrifice. Nothing's just going to come and you don't have to give up anything. And what do I mean by sacrifice? What are you sacrificing? Well, it depends on what it is that has to be given up so you can get where you want to be in your next level, whether that's relationship, time with your kids, time with your hobbies, time, friendships, money, the money that could be used to do other things that you may want to put your money towards. Those things are sacrifices. In this business and in any business where you want to be your own man, your own woman, you want to do your own thing, you have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your time. You have to sacrifice your money for the greater good, the things that you want, the achievements, because without sacrifice, without struggle, you won't get you won't get prosperity. People think when they see people that are doing well off, they're doing really good, they just think like it just fell into their lap. They think it was, they just got it. They don't see the hours. They don't see the time that those people had to put in to get where they're at. The sacrifice. The not being able to hang out with the friends on the weekend. The not being able to put as much time with their spouse, or the times where they can't spend that much time with their kids today or tomorrow or this week or these couple weeks. Sacrifice. These videos that I make take a lot of time. A lot of time. I have to set up camera, make sure my batteries are operational. I have to present myself accordingly, have proper lighting, have the tools, have a proper microphone, need to test everything before I do it. That takes time. You know what the easiest part of these videos are? Just doing this, recording. We haven't even gotten to the editing part yet. The amount of time it takes to edit, to make sure it's done to what I want it to be. Because everybody has a different standard in how they want their videos to be. And then if there's issues with the video, how to fix things, how to edit, how to cut, music, how I want my music to be, even though I use a certain background that I created for real estate videos. That time could be utilized doing something else. Utilized playing my guitar, doing something with my kids, sleeping, reading, going someplace, regardless if there was specific lockdowns or if there weren't. It takes time. And then trying to come up with content, I gotta think. Gotta put time into that. Gotta take time from something else to put time into this. I kid you not. When I started in real estate, and right when I came in the door, I was told, you're going to have to sacrifice your weekends. I said, I don't care. Is that it? You might have to work late nights. I don't care. Is that it? Well, how does your family feel about it? They understand that there might be times I might have to do that. But they understand why I'm doing it, what it's for, who it's for. It's not just for me. It's for my family. I'm sacrificing things with them so then I can give them things that they don't have right now. And it's not always material possession. It's also generational type of wealth for them, for my grandkids, for my great grandkids. These type of things. This is where you do it. It has to start somewhere. And if your parents have already provided you with things, you still need to sacrifice to make sure that the next generation is better than your parents and your generation. Your parents' generation and your generation. You still need to sacrifice. And you need to instill that in your family to make sure they do the same thing. So you can continue to prosper and get better and better and better. People, not every family that's wealthy are thieves. Not every family that's wealthy just got it. There's a lot of families that had to build generational wealth. It took a long time, where the first generation didn't have, as my mom says, a pot to piss in. And over time, second generation had a pot to piss in, and they had, running water. The next generation had a pot to piss in, running water, and they had indoor plumbing. Next generation, all the other generations were eating just peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Next generation is eating steak sandwiches. See where I'm going with this? But each generation sacrificed to make sure the next generation is going to get better and better and better. And you keep doing that to where the generations now, it's like they're still sacrificed, but it's just improving. But something has to give. And I also say, when you're sacrificing, sacrifice for things that you want that's going to benefit you and your family, or just you. Because some people sacrifice for a job that doesn't give a shit about them, for people that don't give a shit about them, or an environment that doesn't care doesn't care about them. And that's okay that you have people like that. But then make it an effort to not sacrifice for those type of things. Sacrifice for things that's going to bring you joy and make you better. And over time, get yourself out of those environments. Be around people that, when you are sacrificing, they see what you're doing, they appreciate it, and they understand why you're doing what you're doing. The kids may not like it at first, but over time they'll understand why you did it. What the ultimate goal was. Who was it for? Because some people say, well, it's for my kids, but I'm also doing this stuff for me. I'm like, yeah, but how much for you and how much for your kids? Because you don't have as much time on this planet as your kids do. You also got to keep that in mind. Because normally, it's always the elders who pass away, not the younger generation, the elders. So your time is a lot more limited than their time. So are you sacrificing, and are you doing things to make it to where their life will be better than yours? Those are things to consider. Things to do. Things you need to do. And with anything, as I did in my other video, you put out what you get into it. The more time you sacrifice and what you're trying to achieve, your outcomes are going to be better. I mean, not bitter. They'll be better. And the good thing is, that time you sacrificed, that money that you gave away, that you had to get where you're at, you won't always have to do it again. You might have to do less and less, because now you're in a better standing, because you did those things when you were supposed to. You put that time and you put that work in to get where you're at now. You don't have to do as much to get where you're at now. You're already where you're at. Already where you want to be. Now you want to go above that? You'll have to do some little things here and there, but will it have to be as much? Maybe not. And then if it is, you can also now, if you're good where you're at, do you have to go any further? No, you don't have to. You set the goal. You made your mission. You stuck to it. You got to where you want to be. You're good. Now just maintain where you're at. Everybody's threshold is different. I had a clients where I used to meet with them every single day. Every single night, I meet with them, helping them, educating them, anything I needed, I would meet them every single day. And it wasn't because they were one of my first groups, but it was just because I cared so much about doing everything I could for them. I owed it to them. What that meant was that I wasn't at home. Wife had to hold the fort. Boys had to be a little bit more responsible and step up to the plate and do certain things that they may not, but that they may have had me guiding them. Had to be a little bit more of that going on. Becoming a little bit more independent. So I can do what I need to do to provide for them and help them in the long run and build wealth for them. Those type of things. It's things you got to consider too. It's easier to also sacrifice when it's just you. When you have a family, that's when it becomes a little bit more difficult. So that being said, these are things to consider when you go into any profession, any type of business, not just real estate. It can be professions where you get that call, you got to go back out. When you're supposed to have dinner with the family, you got to step out. You got to go take care of this transaction, or you got to go help this client. In any type of profession, contractor, anything. There's a problem. You got to go handle it. And explain it to your family what it's for. So they may not like it, but they understand what you're doing, and they can have better understanding, not feel some type of way. Because I think too, with movies and stuff, I don't think they always show that part. Oh, the dad's never there. He doesn't come to any of my games. He don't do nothing. Well, is he at home? No. Where is he? He's working. Working to provide for you. Yes. And working also for you to be able to play your game, play basketball, or play your sport, or play your instrument, or to do these extra activities, right? Yeah. So he's paying for that. Yeah. So what do you want? The other thing that I don't think entertainment that puts in those films when you watch them, it's always, oh, the dad doesn't make time. Well, is the dad at home smoking and drinking or out partying, or is he actually working? Well, he can't take time off. It's like, well, in order for him to provide for you, he may not be able to just take off. There's a give and take. There's some type of sacrifice to be able to get the things that you want. Or you can have him at home all the time, and then you don't have these extracurricular activities because you don't have the money, or mom doesn't have the money to provide you with that. Which one do you want? It's got to be a give and take. It's got to be some type of sacrifice. You can't have it all. You can have some, or you can have none. You can have some with none. That's the way you're going about it. So with that being said, ladies and gents, have any questions, concerns, feel free to contact me. And I'll catch you on the next one.